Last night my head looks massive. What the heck? I had a really weird dream. Um, and I'm not sure who to tell about this, so I'm telling you. Um, so I only really ever have dreams that I remember, and ones that turn sort of lucid, when I sleep for very short periods of time. So like anywhere between 30 minutes to like probably 3 hours, I'd say. That's when I like dream the most, or like that's when I mostly remember what I dreamt. Um, and I don't I'm like riddled by constant stress in my life, I guess, because whenever I have those dreams, they're mostly nightmares. Um, and they're so weird. They like so real in such a weird way. Like not as in like they feel real, but like these are situations that are happening to other people, but not me, you know? So it's happened like multiple times that let me actually sit up properly in the light for this. I'm gonna fall asleep again. That I've had dreams of being like in war, you know? Don't mind them wearing my shirt upside down. I wore this underneath a hoodie, so there's literally no need to bother with the awful seams touching me, man. What the heck? Um. So yeah, this is when in those dreams I'm like in war or whatever, or in any kind of um deadly conflict between political groups most of the time, and it happened twice before, like once that I remember really vividly that were super fucking scary, where I woke up and I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad that that didn't actually happen. Actually, let me try. Can I put my phone here? Kind of. um I'm gonna be a bit at the bottom. Ugh. It's gonna be a bit tilted, but I think that's fucking okay. um so this was like the third one of a series that I had, and I don't really remember of like what led to like the main event, but I know that I did dream something before, and I was like in some city with my family, um and we were just kind of like hanging out, and then we wanted to go somewhere else, and we were on this long street that was parallel to another one with like little streets and alleyways connecting them. And my family went into this direction, and I for some reason I was like gonna follow them, but I went into one of the parallel streets for some reason. And then when I got there, all of a sudden there was like people in like military gear with guns and stuff, and there was like this car that was driving through the middle of the street, and they were like shooting at it and shooting at the people that were around. Um, but not specifically at the driver. You know, there was people that were running next to the car, and like that were in the passenger seat and like on top of the car and stuff, and they were all getting shot. And for some reason, like I got in there without being like harmed. And I guess in my head I was like, I I can't just go back the way I came because there's people with guns there that are gonna shoot me to death. And then for some reason I was on the like hood of the car, that was moving incredibly slowly. By the way, it was not like a getaway car. It was literally like trekking up a little hill. Um, and there was a person that was like right in front of me almost, that was also just like shooting at us. And I had to like duck to the side. And I remember in the dream thinking, this is the end of my life. I'm gonna die now. Like, this is it. There's nothing I can do. But you know, because it's a dream, he missed 4 times. Mm. And I managed to somehow hang on to the side of the driver's window while he was driving onto a different street and out of the city, the opposite direction of where I was gonna go with my family. Um, and then he just keeps driving, and we aren't talking to each other or anything, but suddenly I'm like in the passenger seat, because I crawled in through the window, and suddenly we're driving away. It's just me and him, and we are not really talking to each other. Um, and I'm like, I can't, I can't leave all the way from here, you know? I don't, my family's in the city, and we're not actually part of the conflict at all. Um, and then at some point, he like let me out of the car or something. Slash, I hard cut. I was on the side of the street. Um, and I think I could see the road, kinda like the city where I had to go, because it was just a straight road that we drove through. Mm, and it was just a road, and then like field next to it, and then a small little pedestrian walkway that was like with a bit of grass in between the road and the pedestrian thing, which is like pretty regular to see that kind of road in Germany. Like most roads here on the where it's not a city, most roads will look like that. And those types of roads and streets like appear in my dreams often, because you know that's what I see. And then I saw him like walking along this road, and I don't have like any way to contact my family because I left my phone with them, because I guess I was gonna really quickly go into that street and then come back for some reason. So I was like really far away from the city on foot, alone, with some weird conflict going on in the city, with no way to contact my family. And so I'm like, well, I guess I can't do anything but walk up the road and try to get back. Um, and so I started doing that, and then I came across this like gas station type building. It was just like a small building, and there were some people in there, and like I, for some reason, like I went there without fearing that they were gonna like kill me. Um, and so I went in there, and it was like a weird little like trash shop thing where it was like people that were like essentially selling garbage that other people could still use, you know? And I came in, and there was like a family with a kid and like two other people, and they were buying some like tubes and like plastic funnels or whatever. And they were about to leave, and I was like, "Hey guys, hey, can you help me or whatever?" And at first they kept telling me to like hold on, like we're talking to the customers right now. And I was like, okay. Um, and then I'm waiting to talk to them, and while I was like, I think explaining the situation for them, um, a different car pulls up that is like packed full of dudes, but just like regular looking dudes. Um, but there's like two in the front and like four of them in the back or whatever. Um, and then we're all watching this car pull up into like this gas station driveway or whatever it is, um, through the windows, and then they stop, and then they get out of the car, and one of them puts a weird like grenade thing on the door, which blows the door open and like opens the entire wall and stuff. Um, and everybody's just like, whoa, what's happening? And none of us kind of like had the urge to get away before they blew up the door. Because we were all kind of just watching them put the thing on there and then watching it explode. I don't know. I slept 2.5 hours. That's why I had that weird dream. Um, and then I was like already feeling this like super dread feeling again, and I was like, oh no, this is really bad. And then one of them just like takes out another gun, and he's like, everybody put your hands up. Not in the party kind of way, more in the endangerment of your life type of way. And so everybody puts their arms up. And mind you, there's like a little child there also, like a toddler. Um, and I'm like, oh no. And then I put up my hands, and I'm like, maybe they're trying to like extort money out of us or something, or like the things that these people are selling. No, he just immediately starts shooting the people that are standing in front of me in the chest. And I'm like, holy fuck. Um, and then I think at that point I'm slowly like waking up and getting wise to the fact that this is a dream and not real. Um, and I'm not in fact about to die. And then I'm like, well, shit. And then in that time, I managed to like run into a second room and then like jump through the window there and like across something and then like on the roof. And that's when my dream ended and I woke up. I was like, oh my god. And like, whoa, dude, what the fuck? And I woke up, um, and I was holding my bear like this, right? Like in front of my chest. Um, like I do almost every night. And like right here, like my entire chest area felt like burning. I mean like if I had a warm water bottle that was like freshly made or whatever that had still the boiling water in it and just held it on here for like minutes. Um and like in my head I was like, "Oh, I must be laying on a warm water bottle right now because it's so hot." But it was literally just me pressing this bear to my chest. And then I was like, whoa, that's like super weird. Because, you know, there's that like parallel to my dream where everybody else got shot in the chest and died. Um so yeah, that was really freaky that I just felt this burning pain. Um and it like almost immediately went away after I properly woke up. I like turned around and looked at the clock and it was like 10 minutes before 6 and I was about to have to get up. Um, but yeah, that was just super scary. That was really scary. And this is the third dream of that kind that specifically, they were all in different locations. Like this was a city I'd never been in before. And the other two dreams were also where I was in cities that I have never been before. Like they're totally fictional. Um, and like the other two times, I'm pretty sure, at least for the first time, it was also the fact that like I was vacationing there with my family and then we got separated and for some reason I was the only one who ended up in this like conflict and they were fine. Um and the other time I think it was something similar as well where I was somewhere with my family and then got separated from them and then I ended up in this war zone. Um but yeah, so that's super terrifying and that's stuff that happens to actual people on Earth. I would much prefer if I had dreams that were like a big scary spider tried to eat me than actually having to be confronted with carnage when I wake up. Um, it's super scary. I still can't get over the fact that like my chest was burning like I was shot. Like, oh my god. I didn't even get shot in the dream though, as far as I knew. Or maybe I did. Maybe I was up on the roof and they were like, he's up on the roof. Oh, pew. And then I was like, ah. And I woke up. So yeah, tell me, have you ever had dreams like that? How stressed do you think I am in my life to have dreams of war so frequently? It's super weird. I don't know. I just really wish it didn't happen. um, yeah. Gonna go try to nap, which is, might sound really stupid after I just told you what scary and weird dreams I get when I nap. But I have to, dude. I have to. Also, have I made you yawn yet this video? Wouldn't that be funny? That connection between us. Um, but what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say. What a good question that is. What I was gonna say was. Oh my god, I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, why do I not learn? I was gonna speak about that. Why do I never learn about sleeping properly? Every night that I'm on like my phone and I'm like having a fun time watching like Reels or YouTube or whatever, or like playing Uma Musume because the Unity Cup just came out. and then I play until like the wee hours of the morning, and then I'm like, oh, cool, I gotta get up in 2.5 hours. Got it. I can sleep on the bus. It'll be fine. And then I wake up and it's just like, kill me. But not actually, because that would be scary, as we found out. So it's happened, like, this has been happening throughout my life for 100 years, probably. And I'm still none the wiser to it. Anyway, I got theater tomorrow evening and the evening after. It's gonna be intense. I kind of don't want to. But I know a good chunk of my texts, but I still have to memorize some. Well, good night.